What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Smack Talk. Dustin Nameco. This is our overvalued and bust show for the 2011 fantasy baseball season. Like we've been saying in all the other videos, we got March Madness on our site this year, so you're going to want to check that out. Don't forget all our other tiers and rankings. Brent, kick it off.
All right. I can already see all of Philadelphia, all them crazy fans up there are going to hate me. Cliff Lee. He's going to be our first overvalued, and here's why. When he was traded to the Rangers last year, in 15 starts, his ERA wasn't 2, wasn't 3. His ERA was 4. So all that hype, just be a little wary about Cliff Lee when drafting him this year.
He's been all over the place in his career. I'm not buying it. I think he's going to be way overvalued this year. But go ahead and take a gamble, but don't say that we didn't warn you. Moving on, we got Trevor Cahill, one of the luckiest pitchers last year. His batting average for balls in play was .237. This guy is not even going to come close to his numbers from last year. And he doesn't strike people out either. Only 118 strikeouts in 196 innings. And I'll tell you this right now, if he has a sub-3 ERA again this year, I will let Brent punch me in the face at the end of the year. It's not going to happen. I know he's a youngster.
Can we record it?
Yes.
We can record it and post it.
I know he's a youngster, but
I'm getting the jersey today.
His luck's going to catch up with her.
Sub-3 ERA, come on. All right, next guy I'm talking about is Josh Hamilton. I know what you're thinking. He put up huge numbers. And of course, he has the ability to have a very good fantasy season. But this is our overvalued show. So basically what we're saying is, don't be drafting him in the first round. We've seen a lot of mock drafts with him going towards the end of the first round. And he's always had health concerns. And we think that your first round pick should be as much of a sure thing as possible. And health concerns kind of takes him out of that for us.
Next, we got another Texas Ranger in Adrian Beltre. Do not believe what he did last year. Please do not believe it. It was the first time he batted over 300 since '04, and it is also his best power numbers by far since that year as well. And shocker, it came on a contract year. He just got paid. His numbers are going to come crashing back down. Do not believe the numbers. Don't overpay for Beltre this year.
Next guy I'm going to talk about is Grady Sizemore, and if you've owned him in the last 2 years, you're probably like this. Actually, I drafted him both years like an idiot. Not this year. I'm not touching him. Neither should you. Here's the reason why he's on this list as well. If you're in your middle to late rounds or later top of the end of the draft, you're going to be kind of panicking maybe, and you'll see his name and you're just like, oh, I remember when he was great and draft him. Don't do it. He's terrible. He's a late round flyer at best, and that's it at this point in his career.
Oh, Brent hates him a little more than I do.
I'm going to end up drafting him for some reason. That's why.
He's definitely overvalued, but there is still a spot in the draft where it makes sense drafting him.
There is. That's true. Don't go, it doesn't have to be a last round pick, but he's a flyer. He's a gamble. Not early.
Next guy is Andre Ethier. Everyone's going to, or not everyone, but some people are going to remember what he did at the beginning of last year. It was amazing. He started off so hot. But he's just kind of a mediocre outfielder. He can kind of fill it up across the board, kind of a steady Eddie with power, decent batting average. Don't believe what he did at the beginning of last year. He couldn't put it together last year. He won't put it all together this year. He's just going to be just slightly above average this year like last.
All right, the next outfielder I'm going to talk about is Torii Hunter. Mediocre as well, kind of an outfielder. The days of 30 home runs and 100 RBIs are way in the window. This guy came in the league in '97. He's definitely a little bit older now, so he's a utility kind of outfielder at best for you.
Next, we got another starting pitcher for you in Colby Lewis. A lot of people are going to remember how he ended last year and in the playoffs, but the guy's 32 years old. Yes, he did have a decent season last year, but his lifetime ERA is 5.27. I just really don't see this guy putting together a complete solid season this year. Not a bad late round pick, but you probably won't be able to get him for where you want to take him. Let someone else have him.
The last guy I'm going to talk about is Clay Buckholtz. The 2 H's always throw us off, but I got a silent J. Who am I to talk? His batting average for balls in play, .263, which means very lucky. Also, much like Cahill, he doesn't strike out too many people. So, Red Sox Nation, I hate to say it, but I think his luck's going to catch up with him this year, and we both have him as definitely one of those overvalued people.
And the last guy we're going to talk about is Nick Swisher. This guy seems to get so much love, and I don't understand it. He's the epitome of an average outfielder. His lifetime average is .252, so don't believe what he batted last year. And he's never had more than 100 RBIs. Yeah, he's a decent power guy as far as home runs that you can get later in the draft, but some Yankees fans going to take him about 2 rounds too early, so don't be that guy. He's just going to have another mediocre season. So that's it for our bust and overvalued show. Like we said at the beginning, we got March Madness on the site. Check out our sleeper show, all our other tiers and rankings. I'm Dustin, this is Brent. We'll catch you in the next video.
Let's go Cahill!
Let's catch you in the next video.